Hello, and thank you for watching this installment of our video series where we introduce various sites, people, and events from throughout Shasta County history. Today finds us a mile or two north of Anderson, between Highway 273 and the Sacramento River, at the modern-day site of Sierra Pacific Industries. Over 100 years ago, a different company and production facility resided here. But I'm getting ahead of myself, as the history of the Holt and Gregg brick manufacturing plant begins even earlier and a bit north of here. James R. Holt and Jon N. Gregg built the first brick making factory in Shasta County in 1887. It operated in South Redding for just over 20 years until they moved to a larger, updated plant at this location. Construction of the new manufacturing plant began in 1908, and it started production a year later. After James R. Holt died in 1911, his son James C. Holt took over. He ran the business until labor troubles during World War I made operations impractical and forced him to close the brick plant in 1918. The plant closed for good in 1920. When Holt and Gregg operated out of Redding, they employed mainly Chinese laborers who handcrafted the bricks before baking them in the sun. The making of bricks by hand ended in 1909 when the Anderson plant was constructed. This new facility contained several buildings and a 121-foot tall smokestack. Its Hoffman kiln was 12 feet high, 100 feet long, and 40 feet wide. The kiln had 16 chambers, featured a downdraft, and at different times was fueled by wood, crude petroleum, or coal. The smokestack stood atop a structure measuring 6 feet at the top and sloping out and down to 12 feet at the base. Workers ground clay obtained from a nearby pit, added water until the proper consistency was reached, and then pressed the mixture into molds. They placed the brick molds on pallets, 6 to a pallet, and then laid the pallets on racks which covered many acres. After the bricks cured for 1 to 3 days and reached the appropriate dryness, they were trucked to the kilns to be fired. It took a full work day to fill a chamber with up to 20,000 bricks. Chambers were used on a rotating basis to allow for the empty chambers to be filled and previously used chambers to cool off and the fired bricks to be removed. Most bricks were made during the summer. Some were stored in a warehouse to be sold in the winter months when the factory was closed and the employees were laid off until spring. At the height of production, the plant could turn out 40 to 60,000 bricks in a day and 3 to 4 million annually. At some point, Gregg sold his portion of the business to Holt. After the plant closed, the smokestack remained and became a recognized community landmark. The Holt family sold the property to Shasta Plywood in 1947, and the smokestack was demolished on December 13th of that year to make way for a new plant. Sierra Pacific later purchased the property and enlarged the plywood plant. They are still located at this site of the former brickyard. The Holt and Gregg manufacturing plant supplied the materials for countless brick buildings in Northern California and even to Southern Oregon. A testament to the quality of the product, some of the buildings still stand today despite being over 100 years old. The Bank of Shasta County, Holt House, Lorenz Hotel, Oddfellows Hall, and Old City Hall building, all in Reading, are just a few examples. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and until the next one, please take care.